Guys, in today's video, I'll be covering multiple small cap and penny stocks. Make sure you watch the video until the very end because I'll be showing you a company with a $30 million market cap trading just at $1 that just did $400 million in revenue for the first half of 2023, and they just did $53 million in top line revenue for the month of July. This is one that's capable of doing almost $1 billion in revenue. They just had their first profitable quarter in company history just last quarter for Q2 2023. This one is extremely undervalued. This is one that no one knows about, so make sure you stay tuned and do not miss this play. AMC stock has its 10-for-1 reverse split today as it continues to head towards bankruptcy and gets controlled by hedge funds and market makers, and they desperately need to raise more capital, and they should do this through dilution in order to stay alive because they do need a lot of funding. Market makers continue to control this stock and bring it down as retail investors lose millions of dollars. Today they did have the reverse stock split, and on Friday its preferred equity units, which are APEs, will convert into common stock. So at market open on Friday, which is tomorrow, if you hold shares of APE, they'll be converted into shares of AMC. For every 10 shares of APE owned, shareholders will receive 1 share of AMC. Guys, Mullen Automotive trading at 80 cents went up over 80% yesterday, right after hitting an all-time low, and this happened when CEO David Mitry issued a shareholder letter, basically stating, the only important thing he talked about that we didn't know already was the company is working with Share and Tell to investigate the stock's trading. Mitry said the company should have something to announce in the next coming days. So we're expecting an announcement maybe today or tomorrow or early next week. Right now, 20% of the float is being shorted, with cost to borrow going up consistently. This is according to BIOTECH. And according to BIOTECH as well, shorts actually increased their short position yesterday. So, this one ran purely off the momentum of retail investors buying the stock. Right now, Mullen Automotive is down 2% in pre-market, trading at 78 cents. So, will we see a sell-off, or will we get that surprise PR or another update which could send the stock price up? And keep in mind, shorts did not cover yesterday, so this looked like retail was, this was just heavy buying by retail. That's at least what it looks like to me. Mullen Automotive actually went up around 70% yesterday with that PR, that shareholder letter, and it looks like that was just purely, retail buying the stock, it looks like to me. So this one is down around 2% in pre-market. We still have a few hours left in pre-market, and volume has been picking up for this stock. Average volume has been around 46 million. It looks like for the last 10 days, I think we had around 200 million volume for yesterday. So momentum is picking up. Could see a sell-off today, or we could see continued momentum as we are expecting another announcement with a share investigation, everything like that, and another update should be coming within the next day or two or early next week. Just bounce off the all-time low, so this is definitely one to watch as it has been spiraling down, pretty much for the last few months, just going down every single day or a very long time. So definitely one to watch right now. T2 Biosystems trading at 48 cents. We actually called this one on the channel at 30 cents, and it ran all the way to 70 cents. So this one went up well over 100% since I called it. We made a lot of money on this play, guys. Make sure you do take and secure your profits as you do get them. Don't get stuck holding these plays, but this stock is expecting FDA news very soon. And if it does, with these biotech plays, these small cap biotech plays, it could have another huge run, to possibly multiple dollars if they do get the right catalyst. And they have until November 20th to get the stock price to $1 plus organically to avoid doing a reverse split. So actually one thing to look at with this play right here is, yes, they have to get to $1 plus organically, but they also have to get to $1 plus and remain above $1 for 10 consecutive days before November 20th. So that would mean, 10 trading days before November 20th. So TTOO's main focus is the sepsis market. I've covered them in many other videos, but sepsis is the #1 cause of deaths in U.S. hospitals, killing over or around 300,000 Americans each year in hospital, and another 80,000 in hospice. Is the #1 cause of rehospitalization within 30 days. Around 20% of sepsis survivors are back in the hospital just within 30 days. And according to the CDC, 1 in 3 hospitalized patients die from sepsis, and sepsis is the #1 cause of hospitalization in the U.S., costing the healthcare system around $62 billion in revenue each year. So there's a very big demand for what they're doing. So even long term, this play could do very well, even if they do not meet compliance with the NASDAQ and they do have to do a reverse split. I'm not saying this will happen, but they really need a catalyst to get the stock price up. For testing methods, one of their testing methods can be done within 4 hours. And this is very big because each minute is a life or death scenario for sepsis patients. So nobody will use a 5 to 7 day test, which, keep in mind their competitors are using a 5 to 7 day detection method when they have one that is available to be done within hours. So they have a very big competitive advantage over their peers and their competitors. So if they are the dominant pick in the market, this one can really do good long term. They're expecting a lot of FDA news very shortly. Guys, I told you last video, there is a $1 stock with a tiny $35 million market cap that just did $160 million in revenue and had their first profitable quarter with positive net income. Hidden gem in the market that no one really knows about, that hasn't been discovered. Volume isn't really there. And they've already done around 400 million plus in revenue for the first half of the year. And they have a $35 million market cap trading at $1. This is probably one of the most undervalued stocks in the entire market. Sadat Group Inc., ticker SDOT. I actually bought shares in this company. I think it is bottomed out in my opinion. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I could be wrong, but this is just what I'm doing, guys. Always do your own research and make your own decisions based on your own research. But this is one that, they've already done around $400 million in revenue in the first half of 2023. Their market cap is actually $33 million, and they just did $160 million in revenue for the last quarter. They actually did $212 million, actually $213 million in revenue for the first quarter of 2023. So guys, I do have an update for you guys on this company since I last reported them. They reported top line revenue of over $53 million for July 2023. So it looks like a very good start for their third quarter of 2023. They are an emerging player in the global food supply chain sector. Guys, keep in mind this is a good sector to be in when the markets are not that stable. They still will have money coming in. They just announced over a week ago that they announced they have achieved a top line revenue of over $53 million for the month of July 2023. So this marks the 9th consecutive month when revenue has exceeded $45 million and comes on the heels of the company's first ever profitable quarter. So I just reported in my last video, they had their first ever profitable quarter, which was Q2 2023. Keep in mind, this company is, restructuring their entire business, and they have a lot of changes going on right now. So their revenue was down, but their margins went up. So they're really working on their margins right now, getting rid of a lot of restaurants that weren't really making them that much money. Actually, we're losing them money. So since their pivot to the global agri-foods sector 9 months ago, our company has undergone substantial changes in all facets of their business, including operation verticals, business strategy, and geographical areas of operations, said Sadat Group CEO Michael Roper. July's top-line results underscores the continuing performance of this strategy. In August, we'll begin adding our first trades from our newly formed subsidiary, Sadat Latam LLC. Definitely want to watch as they are going through a lot of business changes, and we're really focusing on growth here and actually improving their margins. As you can see, they did $212 million in revenue and lost $1 million in terms of net income, and then they did $160 million and actually were profitable for the quarter after that. So their revenue was down around 70 plus million, but their margins went up substantially. So that's something to really look at. And they are going through a lot of business changes right now. This is one I really like, and we definitely have to keep an eye on. sdot, Sadat Group Inc., trading at $1 or just over $1 as of right now. Make sure you leave a comment about what you think about these plays, and let me know any other plays you are watching right now. And that's it for today.